Welcome to today's video. Before I get into the topic of today's video, I have some news. This channel is now monetized, so you will now have the pleasure of watching adverts on my videos. I know you're all probably really excited about that. I just wanted to thank everyone again who watches my videos. I didn't think that I would get monetized this quickly. The topic of today's video is repeat after me. We are all individuals. I know that this is like really shocking information. Mind-blowing that we're all our own individuals and that we're all different. I know that for some people this might be groundbreaking actually, because there are some people, particularly on the internet, that don't seem to realise that we are actually all different individuals with different values, different wants, different goals and ambitions, different lifestyles, and have all sorts of different things that make us happy. This video was partially inspired to some comments I've been getting on my videos, because 90% of the comments are all people that kind of have either similar experiences or people that maybe haven't had similar experiences but kind of they respect, or they can kind of understand, or they at least respect where, you know, I may be coming from. And then of course you get people that think that they know what's best for you, that like to leave comments. And I mean, people are like that in real life anyway. You may make decisions in your life and there may be things that you want to do, and then you'll have people that try and tell you, not sure that's a good idea actually. And they may be right, but they may also be wrong. This video is mostly just about how we all have different things that make us happy. We all have different tolerances, different things that we can deal with or cope with, and all of us walk different paths in life. So life really isn't one size fits all. There's a lot of people that really seem to believe that in order to live a happy, fulfilling life, you have to have a good job, a certain kind of job that earns you good money, and it has to be a 9-to-5 job, and that you have to get married and have children. And there's plenty of people where that is what they want and that is what will make them happy, but that isn't the case for everyone. And I think it's also time that we stopped acting like there is a secret or like special code to happiness, and that if you follow these steps you'll be happy. You cannot go wrong if you follow the holy steps. If you follow these steps and you do these things, you will be happy no matter what, because that isn't how life works. First of all, life has a way of liking to mess things up for you sometimes. You can try and do everything correct by the book and the way that people tell you to do it, and it could just all blow up in your face, go completely wrong. Or it could be that you try and walk that path and then you realise that that really just doesn't work for you and it doesn't make you happy, which is something that I've been realising over the last few years, really, I suppose, that this like the general lifestyle that society expects you to live is just not what makes me happy. Society needs all types of different people. We need diversity, right? If everyone was the same, first of all, life would be really boring. Second of all, if everyone has the same ideas, the same thoughts, lives the same way, then that means that we would stagnate and there would be no progression, innovation, creativity would cease to exist altogether pretty much. You know, the best artists and creative minds I've ever had have always been people that live alternative lifestyles or have very different ways of thinking to the norm and stuff like that. All of these types of people shape the world we live in. And so I think it's time we really just respected all types of individuals and know that they have their own role to play and it's different to yours, and that's okay. And there seems to be a lot of people that kind of freak out at the idea of, oh, they're living their life very differently to how I would choose to live my life, and therefore it must be wrong. Or there's people that will talk about their experiences, and someone will say, I experienced the same things, but I reacted to that in this way, therefore you must be lying, because for me that was a bad experience, so it can't have been a good experience for you. But that's not how these things work. People can go through the same thing, and some people will come out of it and see it as a positive thing. Other people might come out of it and see it as a negative thing. And that's what I mean. We're all individuals, and we all have different things that make us happy. Some people are really unhappy being single for extended periods of time, and they really want to find a partner. Other people don't want to, or just aren't really bothered. Some people really do not like the idea of working for other people, and they want to be entrepreneurs. There's people that just don't want children. You know, we have to stop acting like there is a specific code or a specific way of living your life that will make you happy and successful, because success looks different to everyone as well. That's the other thing. For some people, success is having loads of money. For other people, success is being happy and comfortable within yourself. And I do think that people trying to push certain ideals onto others is part of what is causing a lot of us to be unhappy, because I think a lot of us think, oh, well, this is how I'm supposed to live my life, and people kind of just follow that path, and then they're not really taking a step back and looking at, what is it that I want to do with my life? What is it that I value? And that's something that I've been doing more recently, because I realised that I was very unhappy. Not like depressed or anything, but I wasn't happy and I wasn't fulfilled. I just felt like I was just doing what was expected of me. And to be honest with you, all of my education and work up until that point was just me doing what was expected of me. I didn't have any type of job I really gravitated towards or really wanted to do. There wasn't anything in particular I wanted to study at school. So I essentially just went with whatever people were kind of suggesting I did. And I don't necessarily regret that, because to be honest with you, when I look back at it now, there isn't anything that I would have rather studied instead. But that's the thing, is we have to be careful with that, I suppose, and try and take a step back and think, is this what I want, or is it what I think I should want, or what I think I should do? Because there's a big difference. And sometimes we can even kind of struggle to figure that out. And sometimes what we actually want is something that society is trying to tell us is a bad idea, or that we really shouldn't want. And if you tell someone, they're like, whoa, what do you mean you don't want children? Or, I don't know, what do you mean you want to become a nomad and go travelling and give up your apartment or something? I don't know. Anything that's like not the norm, people really just kind of freak out over it. And I think the other thing is, we live in a fairly fast-paced environment, and we are kind of expected to make fairly snappy decisions on things and move on to the next thing pretty quickly. And it doesn't really give us time to reflect and like properly looking inside ourselves and asking ourselves the important questions and doing some soul searching and that sort of thing. And if we don't do that, we're just going to stay kind of lost and just kind of robotically following through with what we're expected to do. And we're not really going to get anywhere that's going to make us feel happy or somewhat fulfilled in life. And it's very hard, I suppose, to ignore outside noise. And people will often try and give you unsolicited advice, and most of them are doing it with good intentions. But it depends on the individual, but for me at least, other people's advice is kind of like extra noise in my head that makes me doubt whether I'm doing the right thing, even though there's no right or wrong in life, really. It's just you experience things. You go through life and you experience things. You're born, you live your life, go through numerous different experiences, good and bad, and then you reach the end of your life. And that's why, as well, it's best to just live your life the way you want it and try not to give in to outside pressures and stuff like that, because as far as we know, at least, we only live once. Reincarnation is cool, you know. I'm kind of open to the idea that maybe reincarnation is a thing. But as far as we know, at least, we will only be alive once, and we will definitely only be alive in this time as the individual that we are now once. And so, and it's your life. You have the right to live it how you want. You control your life. Now, you can't control life itself around you, but you can control what you do and the decisions that you make. So this is another little unscripted video that's kind of all over the place. But yeah, that's essentially my little message. I know that this has all been said before, but yeah, like I said, I've had comments on my videos that kind of just influenced me into making this video today. Thanks for watching, and I wish all of you the best. And remember, don't let other people dictate your life for you, and just live your life the way you want to. Like I said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.